Big news tonight. Fox News alert Republicans on the House Intel Committee releasing their initial findings today after the committee has now ended this part of the Russian probe, and they conclude no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion during the 2016 election. We've been lied to all this time. Earlier today, prior to that report, I sat down with the Vice President, Mike Pence, for an exclusive interview, and I asked the Vice President about California refusing to enforce federal immigration laws, Joy Behar attacking his faith, and a lot more. Take a look. You have sanctuary cities, now you have a sanctuary state of California. The president expected to go to California tomorrow. And then you have a defiant Oakland mayor who is tipping off criminal illegal immigrants that ICE and border are coming their way. What should happen? The Attorney General actually went as far as to say that they'll use every tool that they have against the Oakland mayor. Is that a crime in your view? Is that obstruction of justice?
We're a nation of laws, Sean. And all of us who take the oath of office to serve at every level take an oath to the Constitution of the United States, and for state officials to the Constitution of that state. I mean, to have an elected mayor in Oakland, California, say that they're not going to uphold the laws of the United States of America.
Worse, they're helping people that have broken the law.
Look, it's the mayor's actions are disgraceful on a couple levels. Number one, she's setting aside her oath of office to uphold the laws of the land and the rule of law. But secondly, and I spoke to the Attorney General about this, the majority of individuals who were being targeted by Immigration and Customs Enforcement had a criminal record. And so for the mayor of Oakland to warn them in advance of actions by ICE personnel actually put those law enforcement officers at risk. That's just utterly unacceptable. I mean, look, we need to fix a broken immigration system. We need to fix this system in a way that puts American citizens and American workers first. And we can do that. But the answer is not the kind of civil disobedience that we see in municipal governments and in the state of California that are simply saying we're going to set aside a recognition of federal law simply because we disagree with it. That's not how the American system works. And we'll continue to call on that mayor and on leaders around the country to respect the rule of law and put the safety and security of our law enforcement personnel first.
You recently had an incident, comments made by Joy Behar of The View. Bob Iger said that she called you privately to apologize. Can you bring us behind the scenes and tell us what happened? But she didn't say it publicly, although the original comments that she made about Christianity were made publicly.
Well, Sean, my Christian faith is the most important thing in my life. I mean, my wife and I spend most mornings with a little bit of time in the Bible, a little bit of time in prayer. And we're very typical Americans. I think the tens of millions of Americans cherish their faith. And so when I heard that ABC had a program where my Christian faith had been described as a mental illness, I thought it was important for me to speak out, not on my own behalf. You and I know that criticism comes with public life, but I felt it was important that I defend the faith of tens of millions of Americans against that kind of slander, and I did so. And I give Joy Behar a lot of credit. She picked up the phone, she called me, she was very sincere, and she apologized. And one of the things my faith teaches me is grace. Forgive as you've been forgiven.
So does mine, but I'm not as good at it as you.
Well, look, but I said to Joy, of course I forgive you. That's part of my faith experience. But I did encourage her, and I'm still encouraging her, to use the forum of that program or some other public forum to apologize to tens of millions of Americans who were equally offended by what she and
makes me question the sincerity of it, because you're right, it wasn't just a shot against you, it was against, and I'm a Christian, anybody of faith.
Well, but for me, it was never about me. I mean,
understood.
You
don't take it personally.
No, I didn't take it personally, but I just thought it was important in this moment that I speak out on behalf of the faith of tens of millions of Americans. And my hope is that Joy and others on the airways will come to appreciate the meaning and if I can say, the joy that comes from faith, and respect that.